Yo, what is good, everybody? I'm back, you're back, we're back with another live stream today on this Saturday, July 19th, 2025. Hope you, your family, friends, loved ones, all of that are doing well on this weekend and are staying cool, both cool as a human being, but cool in general if it's a hot Saturday for you as far as heat is concerned, humidity and all of that. Went one and everything else lost yesterday type of a day. I had a pick that I did not talk about in the live stream yesterday. I had a pick that I did not post in yesterday's stream, but I placed it over on Caesars. Pretty much mostly all of my picks missed by one batter, either just barely getting the HRR or total base or whatever, just the batter just not handling business, while the other, say, one or two or three batters did come through. And I literally did say on live stream yesterday that I had a specific pick that I did put in. It was a 4-leg. I literally said live that I should go back because I still had time. I literally word for word, I still have time. I can go back in and put this pick in and round robin it. It was a 4-leg HRR, and 2 out of the 4 came through as far as the batters. And yeah, I should have round robin it, but what can you do? I forgot. I pretty much laid down and after the stream and kind of just like called it the evening, watched some of the stuff happen, watched some batters go out there and handle business. Other batters that I looked at during the stream is like, man, like, what can you do? They either did or didn't. There was a couple or a few other batters that I looked at that I thought about that I was glad that I didn't put on the ticket because they did not do anything once again, namely Will Smith, which I was just like, man, like, your boy, he's just on a streak of not handling business. So what can you do? But yeah, there were a couple other batters that I was like, yeah, I should take them, but I didn't. And then they actually went out and handled business. One of my brothers just sent a text to me saying that he looked at Harper. He had, what did he say? Harper and Caminero. He had him on a ticket, but he took him off, and he's upset because they both hit a home run. He was like, dag, I should have taken it. I'm like, yep, that happens too. I literally was talking to a friend of mine this morning. Like, yeah, like, you put your picks in, you're getting ready to hit submit, then you second guess yourself, and then the batters or reads that you're looking at literally went out there and handled business like you thought they were, but you literally last second or last minutes, few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, you second guess your pick and then you decide to go a different route. Happens all the time. It's the name of the game. It's a part of the betting scene. Sometimes I just say, screw them, I put the players in, they go out there and do the job and cash for me, and other times I'm like, I don't know, and they don't do the job. Just like, well, I was kind of glad I didn't put them in. And like I said, roughly 30 seconds ago, it's like, yeah, I second guessed myself. I don't think I want to take these batters. They go out there and handle business or whatever, even the team, because I still do team props. And that was the pick that came through last night, which was a 2-leg team total runs over. It was the Tampa Bay Rays. And again, this was over on Caesars. Give me 1 second so I can remember specifically. Like I said, I put the pick in and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just go because the great thing about that pick is that I actually had there was another team that I put on the ticket, but I took them off. San Diego, it's Padres. I took them off the slip. I was like, you know what? I don't trust them. I literally second guessed myself on a positive note. I was like, you know what? I don't trust them. I'm not going to take them. I'm not going to put them in. And it cashed for me. So it was, here it goes. So it was the Tampa Bay Rays and the Toronto Blue Jays. Both teams literally handled business yesterday for me and cashed me a couple extra bucks in my pocket. So I'll take it. So today, that's the definite day, is to look at some team props because I have Outlier open. But as I'll always say, go follow me over on Twitter or X for some of my picks that I will be posting here at Vortex46. Content creator, Star Wars and anime lover, fan, and all of that. I was literally just watching some anime today. And I was actually, because I have another channel, I was actually live streaming talking about Star Wars on my other channel. So, there's that. But yeah. Oh wait. Sorry, I almost forgot. I've been talking so much, I forgot to turn the sound on the song down. That's my fault. I apologize. But either way, I have a couple of picks in right now. A couple of one 3-leg, one 4-leg that I actually posted on my Twitter here. So also happy anniversary to me. This was random, so I was like, oh, 14 years. Like, man, okay, I guess. I've been a content creator for 12 years because I've a couple other channels that I've been running. Well, technically one channel that I've been running since becoming a content creator that I talk and review and react to anime on. But that's neither here nor there. But this is one of my picks. This is a 4-leg, 4+ total bases. Like I specified, I'll go over the info here on Prop Finder. Per the splits, each batter is in green, and the hope is that they go out there and handle business today and tonight, should I say. Today and tonight, because I picked 2 players from the 4-10 games, 2 other players from the 7-4-15 games. We'll see what happens. So 3 out of the 4 players actually did their job yesterday, and I re-looked at their numbers. Actually, this is the wrong ticket. Crap. So that's what it was. So this isn't the right ticket. So this is not the right ticket. So I accidentally put Pete on the ticket, and it was supposed to be Juan Soto. I wasn't paying attention. So I do have that ticket. I'll probably just go back in. Matter of fact, I'll do it right now. I'll go back in and fix that because that was my fault. I thought I looked at it right before I posted it, but let's fix that. Like I said, it was supposed to be Soto on the ticket because I accidentally put Pete on there. I was like, that's not who I want. I wanted Soto. That's what I was saying. 3 of the 4 batters did their job yesterday, and I'm picking them again. Because when I placed the bet, I was like, oh wait, that's not, no, I didn't want Pete, so I had to go back in and put the pick in. So I got let me take that ticket off because I believe that, yeah, let me take this one off. Because again, like I said, that was my bad. My fault. Let me put the right. Actually, let me fix that. Oops. We got to close it out. That. Because I did delete the pick. Here we go. There we go. And it has been posted. Yeah, like I said, I accidentally put Pete on there. It was supposed to be Juan, like I said. So, yesterday, Stowers handled business. He was like literally one of the 2 really hot batters yesterday. I technically did feel really good about Stowers. I did put him on a ticket, but he came through, but the other, I think 1 or 2 players didn't. So Stowers, Acuna, and Juan, all of them had 4 or more total bases yesterday. Basically, all of them went yard yesterday, but Stowers went yard twice. So I should have put him down. And I think I did say in yesterday's stream that I felt like he was going to go yard twice, and he did, if I remember correctly. There was another specific batter, I can't remember specifically, that I said was probably more likely going to do something, and he went out there and did it, right? I know for sure I talked about Benettini at least getting maybe 4 or 5 HRRs because of his splits, more specifically because he was 3 for 3 in that specific batter position. I think it was like 5th or something like that. And he went out there and he got like 6 or 7 HRRs yesterday. He did not go yard, but I did say I would have probably more likely put him down for a home run. But glad I didn't do that. But I did put him down on a ticket for I think it was like 3 or 4 HRs like yesterday, if I remember. And he went out there and handled business. So there's that. So yeah, and Acuna, he went yard, but I think he had like seven or something HRs last night or something like that. So all those 3 batters did their job. So I decided to go with Alec Burleson, right? Because he's green. There's St. Louis. So he is batting against Ryan Nelson, who, you know, sort of kind of allows hits, right? At least 4 or more. He's averaging 4 hits a game currently over the last 10, right? So Alec is green all across the board when it's pertaining to his info. He's a lefty versus a righty. He has a plus 500 odds for a home run over on BetMGM currently. So what I do with total base? So I looked at his stuff. He has, like I mentioned yesterday's stream, as long as they have like 2 or more of the actual spot, them, whether it's home run, total base, or HRR, more than likely they're going to put him down. So even for him, I would probably put him down for 3 HRRs or more today. So he bats well against righties, right? His ISO is the only thing that's low. He's pretty much green all across the board, like 95, 99% green when it's pertaining to the pitch mix. Now his hard hitting pool is low. He has no ground ball, anything, and he's been struggling to get under the ball more recently against righties. Now prior to back at the beginning of July, end of June, he was handling the business. So he basically kind of went cold, right? He did have a double back on the 11th against Grant. But again, per his splits, look at this. He's green away, green at night, green in the month of July. And he's basically super green as far as his average on Saturdays, but still green with a slug of 67, excuse me. And then he's green versus righties with a 312 batting average, 498 slug. Just don't know where he's batting currently position-wise. But I just said, you know what, I'm going to take the chance that he goes out here and gets these 4 TBs. So there's that. So interesting enough, because I brought up Juan, because he, like I said, he did handle business yesterday. He's taking on Nick, who, per pitcher, for the most part, he allows a lot of hits. For the most part, he's basically green all across the board. Look at his last 15 at bats when it's pertaining to his barrel. The highest is 333, basically 60% hard hit percentage. So interesting enough, like you can consider putting him down for a home run because he has gone back to back over the last 10 games, and he just might do that today. He's been pitched to twice against Nick, and he has 1 hit, and look at that, it's in the thousands all across the board. But one basically was the home run. Now Nick specifically pitches well against, well, he struggles a little bit against lefties. What's good, fam? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming through. So Juan is mostly green against Nick's pitch mix. He's been getting under the ball more recently. And his splits, look at this. Green all across the, well, mostly all across the board, right? Main splits. Green at home, green during the day, green in the month of July with a great slug, 50-50 on Saturdays. But he's basically green at versus righties, and he's basically almost practically super green batting third, where he bats the most for the most part, right? So here's the interesting thing about this pick, right, that I decided to really look at. So specifically the day on Saturdays, we can relook at his splits. He's 50-50 on Saturdays. But here's the thing. When you look at his total bases on Saturdays themselves, out of the last 7 Saturdays, literally, I've looked at this info from literally this month and last month. Out of the last 7 Saturdays, he's had 3 of those Saturdays where he's had at least 4 total bases. At least 4. So it's the 19th. So the Saturday, last Saturday on the 12th, he had 4 TBs. And then on the 5th, though, he had 1. This was versus the Yankees. And then we go from there. On the 28th of June, he had 1, right? So he's 2-2 over the last 4 Saturdays, right? Currently from me backtracking. But then on the 21st, it's not showing it, but I looked it up. He actually, if I remember correctly, I'm going to go back. I'm using the app called The Score. On June, what was it, the 21st, right? He faced off against Philly. They won 11-4 that day. Soto had 2 home runs, 4 hits, 4 RBIs, 2 runs, and 10 total bases that game on the 21st. And then prior to that Saturday, which would be the 14th, it was supposed to be a holiday, I guess. I think he did not get 4 total bases, but let me double check. They lost 8-4 against Tampa Bay. He did not do anything. He didn't get any hits or anything. Didn't even strike out or anything. Had 4 at bats. And then on the, so pretty much I think that was it. So the 21st, the 5th, so the 21st, the 5th, so basically like every other Saturday he was handling business. Sort of, kind of, right? So yeah, like I said, out of the last 7 Saturdays, he's had at least 3. At least 3. Three games where he had 4 or more total bases. So I just said, you know what? Per his splits, per the info, I'm going to go ahead and retake Juan to go back to back and getting 4 or more total bases today. So that's that one. What was the other? So Acuna, he's once again, Acuna is facing off. I don't know why I can never. Here we go. He's facing off. He's going against Will Warren. He's a righty. Whoops, wrong batter. Acuna Jr. total base. He's had at least 4 games over the last 10 of getting 4 or more total bases. He's actually had back-to-back more recently, so that's good. He's green mostly against the pitch mix. And he's green mostly in his splits, main splits. Green at home, green away. 50-50 in the month of July. Super green on Saturdays. Look at this. Even better than Friday. Even better than Friday, which was yesterday. 370 batting average, 852 slug. Still super green on versus righties. 352 average, 664 slug. We just don't know where he's batting currently yet. But I'm going to take a guess between 1 and 3. So that's another reason why I decided to go with him today. Well, I took him on with the 5 total bases yesterday, and he got him, but it was just the other batter did not, which was Wood. Wood did not handle business for me yesterday. Had I put Stowers on, I took it, that one would have cashed. I just don't. That's the thing. Stowers was a plus 900 for total bases, and I knew I should have put him on a ticket and even taken him on a straight up bet, because that was a great spot. Now, currently, if he's still sitting at the same spot for his total bases. Earlier this morning, like super early, like 4 or 5 in the morning, when I looked at his total bases, it was plus 850, so it just dipped down 50 points. So that was literally a perfect spot. And I knew in my heart of hearts I should have taken Stowers for a straight pick for him to get that plus 900 total base on its own. And had I put him again with Acuna Jr., I would have cashed greatly last night with both. So there's that. Because Acuna was a plus, I think it was a plus 550 if I remember correctly, or something like that. So yeah. So there's that. And the other part of the ticket is... Oh no, I already looked at Stowers, right? Yeah, I did. So I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. I looked at everybody. Okay, so that's that ticket. And the other one is back to my favorites, HRR. I'm going to try to rely on green here today. Matt Olson and Call Rowley for 4+ total bases. So green. So Atlanta's good, and then Seattle. All right, so let's look at green. He's green across the board. All right, against, and then Kumar, he pretty much allows, Rocker pretty much allows 4 more hits per game, but he does pitch well against lefties. But green bats well against righties. He's green against the pitch mix, literally 98% green. He's been struggling to get under the ball. You wanted to be in fully green with this stuff, but he's been at least hitting them above 200, but it's just not fully correlating. But again, he more recently did get a couple of home runs more recently. When we're looking at the actual prop, it's he has at least 4 games over the last 10 with 4 more HRs, which is great. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. So his splits, he's green away, green at night. 50-50 in the month of July, though, still struggling, and he struggles on Saturday. So this is a risk. Like I always say, I like taking risk on the channel. I'm hopeful that, he will go out here and handle business. He should have handled business yesterday, but he did not. So the hope is that he actually does handle business tonight and gets a couple of hits, gets some runs, RBIs or whatever, or, maybe a home run and another hit to get these 4+ HRRs today. Or tonight, should I say. But he's green against righties. 307 batting average with a 625 slug. We just don't know where he's specifically batting currently. But again, I put him down. Anyway. So that's that one. And then Matt Olson is up next. Green across the board. Lefty versus righty. Another one against Will. Same thing. 3 games over the last 10 with 4 or more HRRs. He bats well against right-handed pitchers, but Will pitches better against lefties. Now he's struggling against the pitch mix though. But when you look at his stuff against righties, he's literally, except for last night, he's been getting under the ball a lot. Look how beautiful that is. He's green at home, green at night, green in the month of July, green on Saturdays with a 540 slug. Green versus righties. Again, we don't know where he's batting currently. So that's that pick. And then the final one, going to Call. I did not take him yesterday. Something told me not to take him yesterday at all, and I'm glad I didn't. He just didn't come through. So he's a bit on of a little bit of a struggle streak right now over the last 3 games, but he did have 3 HRs. That's still good though. But again, like I said, something told me not to put him down. Kind of glad that I didn't, because I would have probably put him down for 4 instead of 3 HRRs. So the hope is today that he gets 4 today. So he's 50-50 at home, 50-50 at night, 50-50 in the month of July, but he's super green on Saturdays. 300 batting average, 760 slug. 50-50 versus righties. We just don't know where he's batting. So, and then he's been struggling to get under the ball more recently. So again, this is another part of the ticket that I'm taking a risk. We'll see what happens with that. So those are the 2 picks currently that I have currently in. Now the rest is pretty much me just looking at some stuff and figure out some stuff. But before we look at more player props, let's just dive into probably more than likely another 2-leg team total run over. Gonna rely on 2 teams to get more than likely 4 runs today. I just had a thought just pop in my head, maybe take the first 2 4 o'clock games and combine them because they're right there. But let me just look at. Let me see. Just kind of want to see what I'm working with. Actually, I can go back to Prop Finder real quick because I want to see who's pitching, right? Nick. So Nick is facing off against, excuse me. He is facing off against a few lefties for the Mets. Because again, he does struggle against lefties. So he's facing off against 4 lefties. Maybe even 5 with Linder maybe possibly batting left. Now, yesterday, so we'll go with that over real quick. So the Mets scored 4 runs yesterday. That's right where I want them to be. I kind of feel like they can do it back. I really do kind of feel like they believe that they can get 4, back-to-back 4s. Cincy, you know what? I messed up. I did not mean to. So Cincy has had 3 straight. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the last 5. Technically 6. Yeah, 4 out of the last 5. They've at least hit 4 or more total runs. They face off against Clay. Now he's had 1 game over the last 10 where he's allowed 4 runs. Let's look at Nick here. See, Nick's in the perfect spot. He's had every time that he's allowed multiple hits, he's always he's allowed multiple runs. He's pretty much allowed 4 or more. So this is like the perfect spot. So I'll go on ahead and automatically add that. I'm going to go do this over on Caesars. So that's that one. And I'm probably going to go on ahead and take, maybe. Oh, look at this. Look at Michael. He's had 4 games out of the last 10 of earning 4 more runs. But let me look at your boy here. He's only had 1 game. Funny enough, he's allowed hits, but he's still getting strikeouts. He's still getting strikeouts, but still allowing earned runs, though. That was last year. He allowed run 1. Let me see. He did allow 5 last season. I think I'm gonna go with I'm probably gonna go with the Marlins. I think that's gonna be it. It's gonna be the Mets and the Marlins. I think this is gonna be a real quick, real smooth, like, right? So Mets runs. So Mets. All right, so Mets are actually a minus 200, which is fine. Then let me look at Marlins. They're a minus 143 for 4. So combining those two will get me what I want here. So that'll do. That'll be it. So again, Mets and Marlins for 4 runs, 2 leg. This is a plus 155 on Caesars. Locked it in. Let's see what happens with this pick today. Because that's the type of pick that I'm going to be looking to try to bet every single day if I can. Probably more likely just a 2 leg real quick. Trust 2 teams, because again, relying on the players a lot of times can backfire you on a lot. Like I said, like yesterday, that's what it was. Fridays are my worst betting days of the week, and I relied on a lot of, well, not a lot of players, but just key specific players. A lot of them came through, but it was just 1 or 2 other players that didn't. But I bet on the teams, 2 of the teams, and they came through. So I really should have put the White Sox on my ticket. I was thinking about it, but I didn't. And that would have been even more extra funds in my pocket. So there's that. Let's see. So we actually have a 605. Interesting. Let's see. So I had a ticket for Barger. Who was it? Barger and Adele for, I think it was 3 HRRs yesterday. And Odell came through. Let me double check. So he had 4. So he came through yesterday. He actually woke up a little bit. Question is, will he do it again tonight? And he actually had 4 total bases as well. Let's see. Zachary has no HRR information. Maybe 40, 68 per the pitch mix. So he's green away, green at night, green in the month of July. He's green on Saturdays. Green versus righties. We just don't know where he's batting. So he could go out here and get 3 HRRs tonight. It's the Mets and the Marlins for 4 runs, 3.5, 3.5. I put it in over on Caesars. It was plus 155. Yeah, Mets, New York Mets, and Marlins, Miami Marlins. They're both at home. They're facing off against a opposing batter that struggles against, you know what I mean? So hopefully that will cash. Let me look at Kikuchi real quick. He allows a lot of hits. Sort of kind of getting some strikeouts, sort of. He struggles against lefties. Remember what you said, fam, in the text? You said you had Harper and yeah, you're welcome. You had Harper and Caminero on the ticket. The key question is Harper going to do it again tonight? And that's the thing. I didn't even know Harper had 2 home runs yesterday. Who was it? It was Stowers, Harper. Because that's what I'm going to do. During the stream, I got to remember because I keep forgetting. So during this stream, I want to put 1 player down for 2 home runs today. Let me look at this again. Let me see. Who was it? So Camino just had just the 1. Brandon had 5 HRRs yesterday. Dang, missed it. And I think he's green again today. Oh, William Contreras had a home run last night. Freaking bum. Darn it. Sheets went yard yesterday. Actually, dang. He was green. Sheets was green. Sheets was in the weak spot last night. He did his job. Something told me to put him down per his info, and I did not. So that's my fault. That is all my bad. Suarez hit a home run. He had 5 HRs. Perdomo had 7 HRs, and he was actually red. He didn't go yard, but he actually did his job. He had 4 total bases last night, so he did his job. And Sheets had 7 TBs. Dog, missed opportunity. Dang it! I should have did Acuna, Sheets, and Stowers for 5 TBs. I'm gonna probably look to do that. Just be aggressive with one of my tickets, just for 3 batters to do 5 total bases today or tonight. Let me see something. I really honestly don't think Sheets is gonna go back to back. Just being honest. Look at him. He's in the red. I missed it. He's facing off against Mitchell Parker, who does allow hits though. Why is it showing that he didn't go yard yesterday? He did. I'm literally looking at the. Oh, my fault. My bad. That's my fault. I was still sitting on June 14th. So he didn't do anything last night. He did not. I apologize. It was Machado that did. Machado had 4 RBIs, which was wild. I was literally telling myself that I wanted to look at a batter because Suzuki, he had 3 RBIs. I think it was at his first at bat. He had a home run. And I was like, yo, I need to really look into a batter getting some RBIs today, like 3 of them. Just say screw it, just take him in a straight bet, and I didn't. It was Suzuki who did his thing. Machado had 3. Harper had 4. I'm just looking. Just trying to see. I know for sure that Stowers handled business. That's for sure. He had 5. Austin Hayes, he was green because I looked at him and I was like, yo, I might put him down, and I didn't. He had a home run. He had 2 home runs and 3 RBIs, 2 hits, 2 runs. So he had 7 HRRs last night and 8 total bases. So he handled business. McClain had 6 total bases. He went yard, 2 RBIs, 2 hits and 2 runs, 6 HRRs. He handled business last night. And Stevenson, same thing. He DH'd. He went yard. This is all for Cincy. 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 1 run, 5 HRRs, and 6 total bases. So he handled business last night. Nick Kurtz did not handle business as far as getting a home run, but he did handle business for me as far as getting HRR, which was 3. He had 4 HRRs and 4 total bases. Rooker was the one that came through DHing with a home run, 6 HRRs, 2, 2, and 2 as far as his runs, hits, and RBIs, and then 7 total bases. And Langlier's had 7 HRs, 2, 3, and 2, 1 home run, and 7 total bases. So he handled business as well last night. Oh yeah, David Fry he DH'd. He was in the weak spot and he went yard with a home run, 4 HRRs, 4 total bases. Ramirez did not go yard, but he had 4 HRRs and 5 TBs. Freaking bum. And like I said, Acuna, he went yard. No, he didn't go yard, but he had 5 total bases, 5 TBs. Dang it. Albius was in a weak spot yesterday, and he went yard with 4 RBIs. So there were a few batters that actually had 3 or more RBIs. Diaz had a home run for the Rays. He had 10 HRRs, 3 runs, 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and 6 total bases. Willie Castro had 3 RBIs. Moniak came through for me on that ticket as well, because I had Nick Kurtz, Moniak, and there was one other batter, and I should have round robin that one. Moniak had 4 HRRs, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 RBI, and 4 TBs. But Beck and McMahon were the ones that came through for home runs for the Colorado Rockies. But Beck had the more dominant spot with 7 HRRs, 2 3 and 2, and 8 TBs. I really don't think he's going to do that again today. Because I like glanced at Colorado yesterday, but again, I was right. My read was right as far as Moniak. I just felt really good about his splits and stuff. Now he's facing off against Zeb. He's a righty. Yeah, see, look at that. He still bats decent enough against righties. He's been getting under the ball more recently. Alright, he's green at home, green at night. Green in the month of July. He's 50-50 on Saturdays, 50-50 versus righties. We just don't know where he's batting. I personally kind of feel like Moniak will be the one that goes yard today. And probably more than likely gets 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, whatever. I would say between 3 and 5 HRs today. Just being honest. But again, I kind of feel like Moniak will go yard tonight. Now he's 50-50 at night, but he's green. He's super green on the month of July. Look at that, 419 batting average, 806 slug. But he's struggling on Saturdays though. He was 50-50 yesterday. His better day is Thursdays though, and tomorrow. But he bats well versus righties. I still kind of feel like he could go yard tonight. Just being honest. See, Ryan did his thing. He handled business as far as a home run and HRR. But look at his splits, though. Technically, his best day was yesterday, and he did his job. 50-50 versus righties, so I don't know. Antonio allows hits, but he gets strikeouts though. And he pitches well against both lefties and righties. But Buxton, he bats well against righties. Actually, he bats better against lefties though. But he has a hit against Antonio in 10 pitches. But he's green away, green at night, green in the month of July. Super green, basically, month of July. He's technically still super green in the month of on Saturdays. And he's technically bats great against righties. We just don't know where he's pitching. More than likely, he's still going to bat first. That's where he bats the most. He still bats, great batting second, though, which is still good. He's sort of kind of getting under the ball. Sort of, kind of. Let me look at Cody. He didn't do anything yesterday. Actually, he didn't do anything recent. He didn't bat yesterday. Mostly green against the pitch mix. He's still been getting under the ball more recently, though, against righties. But he's 50-50 away at night. He's doing great on Saturdays. Like, look at this. Super green with a very high slug on Saturdays. 50-50 at versus righties, but his slug is still high. So I might put him down for 3 HRRs today or tonight. If anything, I would probably put like Moniak and Cody down. Maybe. Let me look at Trevor real quick. He's been struggling more recently. His heart is 60. Pool is 80%. But again, he's been struggling with a lot of per his splits, though. If anything, of what I would probably do, which I might do, I'm just gonna really consider it. Let me look at Willie real quick. But I'm probably gonna put Cody and Moniak down for 3 HRRs tonight. Now Willie, he did his thing last night. The question is, could he do it again tonight? You think so? Maybe. So he bats really well away, 50-50 at night, and in the month of July, he bats well enough on Saturdays. 50-50 versus righties. We just don't know where he's batting. Okay. So I kind of have an idea what I want to do, but at least for that specific game. Let me re-look at what you're talking about with Harper here. His pool is 80. 6% ground ball. He just might get a double tonight, maybe. So he bats well on Fridays and Saturdays. So he's batting third. Decent enough. Well, he's actually looking for his 20th double, so maybe. He has 4 HRRs over the last 10 games, which is great. That's what you want. At least, you know, he's hovering close to the 500 mark, right? But yeah, his barrel is what is it? So he doesn't have a barrel, but again, that's a lot of times the barrel, it matters, but sometimes it doesn't, because the batter can go out there and still be getting under the ball. Like I think I just looked at one of the batters where he was green as far as his, you know, against the I think the lefty or righty, and he didn't have a barrel, so he was still doing his thing. I'm refreshing the because they just updated one of the okay, it was Washington. Yep. Okay, so A's, Pirates, and Washington. Let's see. Let's look at the weak spot real quick. Okay, so Neto and Lamont, some random cat. That's actually a good spot. Plus 100 for 2 TBs for him. That's actually good. Let me see. So 8th is better as far as slug, batting average, and OPS. Keep mentioning that the bottom of the order could be potentially the ones that go yard for you. And this Lamont Wade Jr., he just might hit a home run tonight. He just might. I did mention about. Oh no, that was somebody else. Let me look at Neto again. So his barrel's 20. Okay. Decent enough batting first. Doesn't have any info. He sucks against Walker. But again, he could go out there and hit a home run today because he's in the weak spot. He just could. Okay, Kyle is in the weak spot. And look at that. Look at the OPS. It's 1.2. 1.02. Was that average? What is let me see something. What is Kyle for home run? 255 on FanDuel. Because Kyle might go back to back today. He just might. Let's see. Huh. It's right. You look up at the top, especially if you're like on your phone. You see at the top it will say home run matchups. Next to that, exit velocity, and then next to the exit velocity is the pitcher weak spot right there. But again, if you're on your laptop, it's right here. 1, 2, basically the third spot. Uno, dos, tres. Okay. Nick. Okay. So Nick. Nick is in the weak spot. So Adrian, he allows hits, but he still gets strikeouts though. I don't know. So yesterday I mentioned in the stream because I looked at Rob yesterday and I forgot because I didn't look at him during the stream, but I looked at him before the stream. It was like 2-3 hours prior. I was like, Rob might do something, and I forgot to look at it. Had I instead taken or just did the because I did have Benintendi on and Slater, and I just redid the ticket and put Rob on there with a cash. So that's that one. Because Benintendi came through yesterday. And Rob handled business yesterday. He went yard. He had 7 HRRs and 5 TBs. So there's that. But he's red against the pitch mix. He's batting great in the month of July. That's the only thing. Like per his stuff, it's the same exact situation. All his splits are like mostly red, but he's just been batting really well in the month of July. So that's why I say, like, yes, you can look at the info and be like, yo, like, you know, the data is saying like this batter's gonna go out there and handle it. And a lot of them do when they're in the positive as far as their splits. But then you still have batters. You still have to consider the bottom in the middle, past the cleanup spot and below. You still want to consider Horwitz. You still want to consider Davis. You still want to consider even like Edgar. He went yard yesterday. Sosa. Teal, you don't want to not sit here and act like the back of the batting order can't go out there and handle business for the top of the batting order that may be struggling. You just never know what these batters are going to do. We never know what the batters are going to do. It's all a guessing game at the end of the day with all of our picks. You feel great, you feel good. I say it all the time, like, yo, like I felt really great about this batter, blah, 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 and they go out there and actually do the job. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do it. It's just that you feel something about, you really have this gut-wrenching feeling that this batter's going to go out there and hit a home run or two, get a lot of HRRs, get a lot of total bases, get 2 or 3 hits, and really do the job that you were expecting them to do. But again, sports is unpredictable. The data can read green all across the board. But the human side, that's the thing that you got to remember. The human side of the game still has to perform. And somebody like Aaron Judge, who is green all across his splits, did not do anything yesterday. That's what I'm saying. That humanistic side. It's the human side, not the robotic data that's in front of us. That's saying like, yo, like these batters are going to go out here and do blah, blah, blah. Like, no, like the batters can suck for like 5 games in a row and then go on a hot streak of 5 games in a row. So, let's see. Let me see. Hold on. You. Oh, okay, there we go. So you handles business as far as allowing hits. He sort of, kind of doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, but he's not allowing a lot of hits. Okay. So the one thing that I wanted to note, because I made sure that I wanted to not forget this. So a lot of people were on James Wood yesterday. I know I put him down on the ticket, but it was like last second. I should have still considered CJ. It's just one of those things that you sit back and you're like, oh, the one batter, everybody's pointing towards that batter to go out there and handle business, but you cannot forget the other teammates that are still handling business, like CJ. When you look at his HRRs, he's almost averaging 3 HRRs over the last 10. He still has a positive spot against you in 20 pitches with just 1 hit, 5 at bats. He's still mostly green against the pitch mix. Okay, so he bats really well at night. He's batting decent in the month of July. He struggles on Saturdays though. So yesterday was his day. Today might not be his day. But he bats decent enough against righties. And he bats decent enough batting first where he bats the most. So he may or may not get 3 HRRs tonight, because that's what I would lean towards for him. Okay, all right, so we have 2 spots, 3rd and 5th, where the OPS is literally 1.3, 1.4. So 3rd and 5th. So it's Garcia Jr. and Nathaniel, excuse me. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit boy. Okay, he is like, I want to say 50-50 per his splits. But we just don't have any actual info for him, so I can't really say. I can go on my, and check, because he may be a bit better. So let's look at Nate. He has 2 games with basically 3 or more HRRs, because 3 is the basically the sweet spot for me, and then the little bit more aggressive will be 4. I haven't done 5 yet, but I'm gonna be pushing for 5. I already have 5 plus total bases as like my main focus pick, but it's usually just 2 batters, and I'm trying my best to make sure that I take them both separate, which I should have done with Acuna Jr. last night. And I just forgot. So per his splits, he's not doing so well. He did have 2 last night. And he did get 2 total bases. Okay. I just wanted to kind of just like look a bit more into that. Let's see. For San Diego, let me see. Nope. His pool is 60. His ground ball is 60. Look at his doubles. None. Okay. There's a few players that have like 3 or more doubles over the last 10 games. Oh. Okay. Who was it? Minnesota and Rangers just updated their lineup. You know what? The first game's about to start, so I'm probably more than likely gonna put a ticket in for the first game because it's just about to start. Because like I always tell people, try your best not to take the first game, which is like hours away from the rest, and put it on your ticket. Try your best, because a lot of times it literally messes up your whole thing, and then you got to go back in, retake the whole ticket back, and then, you know, put extra money down that you were hopeful to save for another pick or picks or the next day. So it's just something to just kind of consider doing. See, per Eric's stuff, I would look more towards San Fran to do, you know, to take a couple of batters to get, like, say 2 or 3, maybe 2 total bases type of thing, or 3 HRRs. But San Fran sucks. While Logan, he allows hits, but he, you know, he still gets some strikeouts, so he might shut Toronto down today. So Springer he had 3 HRRs last night, 3 total bases, so he did what I would have expected him to do. So if I really wanted to do something, probably be Springer, Ernie came through for me on the 12th. I remember I put him down and he came through. He bats decent enough on Fridays. He just struggles against righties. 50-50 batting 7th. So Springer. See, that's the thing. I had Barger yesterday, and I had him for 3 TBs, and he only got 2. So he was right there, right? He struggles on Saturdays. He bats well against righties, and he bats great in the 5th spot. Well, technically he was yesterday. Let me look at Vlad. Trying to hurry up. Just trying to think. Do I want to maybe do like Barger, Springer, and Vlad for 2 total bases on a 3-leg, or do I want to do Barger and Springer for 3 plus HRRs on a 2-leg? See, he's struggling, but he bats decent enough on Saturdays, decent enough versus righties, decent enough batting 3rd. Look at Nate. He bats well batting first. Oh shoot! Almost forgot about your boy. Almost. Well, you know what? I got it. I'm gonna do Springer, Vlad, and Bo for 2 total bases. Just enough time because the game's about to start. Log into DraftKings. Per their splits, they hit better against lefties. I mean against righties. Oh, come on. I at least wanted to get something in on the game. At least the first game. Alright, so Vlad is a plus 110. Springer is a plus 115. And Bo is a plus 130. Plus 750. Put a quick buck on that real quick. We'll just do that. See what happens. Like I said, at least wanted to get one pick in for the first game. Because I kind of feel like the Blue Jays could score another 4 runs again for the second straight game of this series. Even against Logan. But we'll see what happens. Again, he struggles against righties. He pitches well against lefties. But again, at the same time, he still allows a lot of hits, though. And he allowed a lot of hits last season. So, it's just something that kind of stood out to me. Hey, I forgot. Hit streaks. Cheerios, Simpson. Oh, yeah. I forgot about you. And you. Let me look at the follow real quick. Look at what he's doing in the month of July. 378 batting average, 844 slug. Yo, son. He's 50-50 against lefties, though. We just don't know where he's batting. I'm going to guess he bats most ninth, which is decent enough. I'm going to guess and say he literally bats between 6th and 9th tonight. So, let's see about that. Victor. He's batting well in the month of July. He's struggling versus righties, though. Oh, yeah, JT. How could I forget about the homie, even though he don't know me? I'm rhyming accidentally. Yo, he's been a double machine, son. Look at this. 6 games out of the last 10, he's had 1 double. Yo, that's beautiful. He's a plus 400 on a double for over on FanDuel. Dag. Had I looked his way yesterday, I'm telling you, I would have put him down for a double yesterday. I'm telling y'all. Because now he's facing off against a lefty where he struggles. So I'm feeling like it's a missed opportunity for me yesterday because I did not look his way. I can't even remember if I even looked at Philly yesterday. Oh, I didn't look at Prefer. He had 2 HRRs. Did he have him? But he only had one. But he had a single. Yeah. Okay. Let me look at the hometown kid here. He had 3 HRRs last night, 2 total base, 2 singles though. That's good. He's just been like struggling for man. He's in a spot that he struggles, so he may not do anything tonight. Oh yeah, Nick. You came through for me yesterday, sir. Thank you. It's just that I wish the rest of that last batter would have did the job. I would have cashed on another ticket. So you're facing off against the lefty. You struggle against lefties. You're struggling on Saturdays. Let me see. Let me come back. Let me refresh that. Okay. So now the question is Rooker or Langley going to do anything against Logan? He's 0-3 against him. His pool is 80. Ground ball 60. He bats even better on Saturdays. And he bats better versus lefties. Just throwing it out there. You might want to put him down for 3 HRRs or 4 today. I don't think he's going to go back to back with 5 or more total bases. He hasn't done that at all in the last 20 games. But it's just something to consider, at least for 3 HRRs, maybe 2 or 3 total bases. Just something. I don't know if Shay's gonna. He's green against the pitch mix. He's 50-50 away at night in the month of July. 50-50 on Saturdays. But he bats well. He bats well enough. Well, yeah, he bats well against lefties. We just don't know where he's batting specifically yet currently. So Jacob has been struggling. So look, he's green against the pitch mix though. He's just been struggling to really find his bat again. Oh, he's really struggling in July. He only has 4 hits and 25 at bats. Really good batting average, but sucks as far as his slug on Saturdays. He bats great against lefties. He's just been struggling. Just one game over the last 10 with 3 or more HRRs. That's bad. He at least had 3 games with 2 total bases or more. That's good. So I don't know. Oh, not that nailer. Let me... So Josh, I looked at him earlier. So he's taking... the A's are taking on Sonny. I got about another 10 minutes before I end the stream. Because I usually only go like an hour and a half anyway. So Josh. Sir. I feel like I need this cat to come through for me today. He's had 80 pitches against Sonny. 7 hits out of 22 at-bats. 2 home runs. Right? He's mostly green against his pitch mix. He has a 60 ground ball, 40% pull, but his hard hit is only 20. So he's you know, at least getting some singles. He has 1 double in the last 10, 3 in the last 20. What is RBI? Okay. But like I said, I kind of feel like I want to put him down on a ticket for, say, 3 HRRs tonight. I just want to know where he's batting at. He's batting well against righties. He bats well at home. So, Cattell did not play yesterday. So let me see if they have any info. So he's not showing up at all, even on the roster. Okay. So I did look at Curl though. I did for the stream. As you see, 50-50 away, 50-50 at night. Struggling in the month of July. Struggling on Saturdays. 50-50 against righties, but his slug is high. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking to myself. Suarez went yard 2 days ago. He had 2 HRs last night, 1 TB. But look at his Saturdays. Look at that. 390 average with a 1,000, basically 1.1 slug. 1.01 slug. Right where you want it to be. Just great. The hope is that he go out here and gets 3, 4, or 5 HRRs tonight. Maybe go yard. Maybe get 3 to 5 total bases tonight. That's the hope for him specifically. But again, I'm like feeling like Josh is possibly the one that can at least get me 3 HRRs tonight. Because I'm really leaning towards putting him down on a ticket. No, I didn't look at Brandon. Let me see. So he bats decent enough on Saturdays and on the month of July. I mean, I'm sorry, not Saturdays, but at night. He's 50-50 on Saturdays, though. His slug sucks. He has a great batting average, but his slug is 489, which is still decent enough. It's good enough. So I don't know. We'll see. Let me look at... Detroit. So we're almost done. Let me look at Texans, because I didn't look at them. Seager could still technically go out here and handle business tonight. He's batting great in the month of July. He bats better on Saturdays. Per the weekend, he really does bat better. Decent enough against righties. And he bats most where he's batting second, he's batting great. He's looking for his 10th home run at the 5th spot. So let me see. He is in the weak spot. So, man, okay. Look at that. Tellez is sorry, so Tellez is in a weak spot too. Like, per this info, you would be like, oh, he's not going to do anything, but he just might go out there and hit a home run. He just might. Because I've seen numbers like that multiple times over the last, like, 3 weeks alone. And yeah, I've literally seen batters with this type of data go out there and hit 1 and maybe even 2 home runs. Okay. Let me look at Marcus, because per the spot in the 3rd spot where Marcus is at, the OPS is 1.25. Average is 385, 769 slug, 384 ISO. So let me look at his numbers when he's batting against righties. He struggles. His OPS is decent enough. ISO, excuse me. He bats decent enough on Saturdays. That's his best spot as far as the weekend is concerned. And he actually bats decent enough versus at the 3rd spot. So he bats mostly 3rd or 4th. Well, he's had 4 games over the last 10, which is good, with 3 or more HRRs. So he just might actually go out here and get 3 tonight. Let me look at Seager here, because Seager's doing it better. So I'll more than likely do, so what I'm probably going to do, who was I talking about? Seager. More likely for the later games, right? I say Seager. If I do like a 3-leg, it'll be Seager for 3 HR. Again, this is all 3 of them get 3 HRRs. Let's see. So what if I do Seager, Aranda, What if I do Seager, Aranda, and maybe Acuna Jr.? Well, no. Let me just make sure that I'm not. Like I said, I try my best not to put the same batters on 2 or more separate tickets. Oh, okay. Alright, so what if I do... So this is actually pretty good, too. I didn't look at Let me look at... Oh, you don't have any info. Maybe you didn't bat yet. Maybe you didn't... Oh, he's struggling in the month of July, though. Alright, so... struggling. Okay, so that's what I'll do. I'll do Seager, Aranda, and Cody Clemens for 3 plus HRRs. And even though I'm getting ready to end the stream, I'm going to do one more pick after that. Let me put this in real quick. Okay, no score in the Blue Jays Giants game currently. Alright, so, alright. This is DraftKings. Seager for 3. HRRs is plus 130. Aranda, 3 HRRs. He's a plus 215. Again, I'm just gonna say screw it. Just put it in. And because technically I could go with Caminero. His HRR is plus 185, but this is me being aggressive with my slip. With that 215. And then for the Twins. So Cody Clemens is a minus 105 for 3 HRRs. Oh, you know what? I apologize. Okay, let me go back. I thought that was my fault. Let me go back. The Aranda value is wrong. I apologize. Give me one moment. He has 3 already. Nice. So let me go back. Let me take a Ronda off. I clicked on the wrong thing. Not total. So total bases is plus 215. So a Ronda for 3 HRRs is actually plus 145. So that's actually good. It's actually great, actually. And then let me re-grab that Cody Clemens minus 105. This is actually a great spot. This is a plus 1,000. So we do that. Got that in. All right, last pick of the stream. Cause I said I was gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for the first time here on the stream. Is I'm gonna look for a batter to get 2 home runs tonight. Now there are definitely several batters on here that have high OPSs, and I want to look into that. Again, this is just me guessing. This isn't. There is no guarantee that this is gonna that they're gonna actually go out there and hit 2 home runs. They could go out there and hit 1, or they can go out there and hit none. They can go out there and strike out three times, or whatever, do whatever. They can get a lot of HRRs and no home run. Anything can happen. We don't know. This is going to be me starting to attempt, because I've been saying I wanted to do it. I tried it like twice so far. I think I'm like 0-2 currently. And then like I said, there have been batters where I've had gut wrenches about them going out there and hitting 2 over the last few weeks, and they've actually did it. And, that's just me just like basically second guessing my decision to put them down, or I'll just do something else and actually still do the job that I wanted to do as far as HRs and total bases. But it was just more so me just like, I feel like they're going to go out there and hit 2 home runs, and they actually do it. It's just me not putting the ticket in those moments. But there, like I said, there were other batters that I was like, well, maybe this batter will. Maybe, I know for sure, like Acuna Jr., I put him down for 2. I think I put Soto down for 2. And I think that was it for the batters that I'm specifically talking about. Like, I think they at least hit 1, but they just didn't get the other one, so. But I'm looking for... Let's see. Oh. Okay. So nothing standing out yet. I thought I saw a couple of batters that were their OPS was high, like 1.0 or whatever. But I'm not just gonna look at it and be like, oh, like I'll take like see, look, Herrera, he's not even in a weak spot, and his OPS is 1.0. Look, Ketel Marte 1.1. He's not even in a weak spot. So I'm kind of like looking at the weak spots first before I look at the, the outside of the weak spot. Okay, Aaron Judge, he has a 1.10, 1.10. Acuna has, him and Baldwin have, man. Because you never know. Acuna might go out there and hit 2 tonight. Or today or whatever. He might. He's basically in the green. Because again, this is just me taking a batter for a straight pick. For 2. And Acuna just might be, he just might be the one. But let me look at Let me look at Baldwin real quick. Let me go back on the thing. Because again, Baldwin has a high OPS as well. Plus his slug is real high. Average is 4.4. There's a little 4.44, 3.3, almost a 3.33 as far as his ISO. He's never hit 2 over the last 20 games. He's so Will struggles against righties. Batting fourth, he only has 1 home run batting fourth. Okay. See, Cody has a high. Carlos has a high OPS. And we literally just looked at but see, Antonio pitches well against righties and lefties. So there's that. But he bats really great on Saturdays and batting fifth. You might want to consider taking Cody for a home run tonight. Just throwing it out there. So no info. I am once again considering hold on. It's my fault. Once again considering Acuna again. Here goes this cat. He has a high OPS, but he's been due for since the 4th. The last time he went was on July 4th. He hasn't done anything since then, really. Like he's only had 1 game with 3 or more HRRs. 2 games with 2 TBs. That's it. 2 games with 2 total bases. Again, I'm talking about after the 4th. So that's what I'm saying. I'll be a little bit disappointed if, me deciding not to take Will Smith and he goes out there and he actually does the job and actually goes above and beyond at his 2 home runs tonight. But again, I just don't trust him right now because he's just not handling business. Okay. Could Bobby go twice today? Just re-looking at some things. Oh yeah, Colt. I forgot about you, sir. I looked at you earlier. I forgot. This was like at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, something like that. I was looking at this stuff. I just don't know where he's batting yet. Because I'm probably going to put him down maybe on a 3 or 4 leg 2 total base ticket. Because that's what I was considering for him. So I'm going to just save that for after the stream. Alright, let me hurry because I'm behind on... Because I want to go lay down and kind of just chill out. Alright. Brandon, we need you to come back to form, sir. Just don't know where he's bat. Well, he would probably more than likely bat second or third. So it does look like, let me see. It does look like I'm going to go with Acuna Jr. tonight. For today. Because his game is getting ready to come up, right? No, it's tonight. Hope I did not mean to do that. Cause like, oh, okay. So Stowers again, he has the high OPS. He has been like handling business. What you could consider doing is, say, like even Bobby, he might go yard tonight. You could probably put Bobby and Stowers on a ticket together. You could do Acuna and Stowers together. There's Schwarber. So Wood didn't go yesterday. He's not in the weak spot. Still fine. He's facing off against a righty, pitcher-wise. Still bats decent enough on Saturdays. He bats well against righties, and he bats well batting second. So you could probably still maybe possibly put him down for him to go yard. Machado is definitely another one that you could probably put down for at least a home run. He's still basically mostly green against the pitch mix. He's green away, green at night, green in the month of July. He's struggling on Saturdays though, but he's still green versus lefties, and he's green batting third. So he might go yard. But don't not consider Gavin. Even though he's had 1 home run in the last 10, he's still green away. He's 50-50 at night. He's struggling in the month of July, though, but he's still green, basically with a great slug on Saturdays. And he's green batting fourth. So he just might go yard today, or at least 3 or 4 HRRs, 3 or 4 total bases. Just throwing it out there. So interesting enough, because Acuna Jr. is a plus 3,000 for 2 home runs. But interesting enough, let me look at the New York Yankee that is possibly a sleeper. It's your boy, Stanton. He's more recently been getting home runs. He possibly go yard today. He's facing off against Joey Wentz, who hasn't really pitched much, right? He did get 4 strikeouts back on May 27th, but he still has allowed a lot of hits per his hard hit and stuff. As pertaining to the weak spot, we don't know where he's batting yet currently. Nothing has been set. But he could still go yard tonight. Possibly. At night he bats even better. More than he bats during the day. He's been batting great technically in the month of July. He's just 0-7 on Saturdays. That's the only thing. And he technically struggled even yesterday. So the weekend, for the most part, he struggles. During the week, he does better, on Mondays and Tuesdays? Again, we just don't know where he's batting specifically. But again, he just might hit a home run tonight. Just something that stood out. Why? Because on DraftKings, his 2 home runs is a plus 2,500. It's less and lower than what Acuna's is, which is a plus 3,000. Judge's is a plus 1,400. Which, of course, like I've been stating, I haven't even looked at Judge at all. And we'll look at him right now. The only thing is he's struggling against Joey, which is interesting. It's mostly green against the pitch mix. But he's super green when it's pertaining to his splits. And he mostly bats second or third. So, in either way, whichever spot, he's batting great. More so, he bats better at third. He did get 2. He had one game where he hit 2 home runs, and that was at the end of June. So he might go yard tonight. Just kind of throwing it out there. And he's a righty, which Joey allows the most against. Technically, you could probably put Judge and Stanton on the same ticket. They may just hit one out the park or in the stands, whichever. So I'm going to go on ahead. I'm going to take Acuna Jr. plus 3,000 for 2. And I'm more likely going to be pushing for that on specific days, which for me, from what I've noticed, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are for the most part, the best days for home runs in general, just batters to get out there and hit one. So what I'm more likely going to do is while I'm just chilling, I'm going to relook and probably do a 2-man for home runs for tonight. Okay, there goes another update. Let me refresh real quick. There was a lot of lineups that just hit. I see San Diego, Tampa, Chicago, and Boston. So let me Still nothing. Okay, okay. Tampa. Rhonda's in the weak spot. Brandon's in the weak spot. Then for Boston. Okay, Breckman's in the weak spot. Storty. And Kyle is in the weak spot. But Kyle has been kind of been quiet more recently. Yeah, you see, he just went quiet. As far as his home runs are concerned, he's 1-5. He has one hit against Brian, but he's struggling against the pitch mix. It's actually my first time looking at Chicago for a fall. Okay. Oh, it didn't, he is confirmed second. Yeah. Oh, there we go. He's bats decent against, well, batting second. Okay. Let me look at Trevor here. Okay. He does fairly well. He's batting great in the month of July in general, though. Look at Roman here. He's at least getting 2 or more HRRs, which is still good. Which also means he's probably handling business. Yeah, so he had 3 straight games of 2 total bases or more. Okay. He bats better on Saturdays. Oh. He's batting third. It just didn't show up, or... Okay. So he's actually batting. This is his best spot where he bats. As soon as Bregman came back, I seen a lot of cats taking him on their ticket. He just hasn't done anything yet. His best at bats are Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. But again, he hasn't really done much. So even just per this specific game, you could again, maybe. Because Imanaga still kind of handles business. He just struggles against lefties. Roman might actually get maybe 2 total bases, maybe 2 or 3 HRRs against him because he's the opposite batter. But Tucker might actually do something. What are you, righty versus righty? Suzuki did his thing yesterday. He had a home run, 5 TBs, and 6 HRRs. So I put PCA down for 5 total bases. I should have did Suzuki as well. He would have cashed. Okay. Because plus he's been sort of kind of getting under the ball against righties, more so at the beginning of the month, but he did handle business yesterday, though. So is PCA going to wake up tonight or nah? This is best spot. There's no info. I just wanted to just see what the updates were. That's that. Okay. Well, I got my batter for I got my batter for the 2, so we're good. And I'm gonna end it here. It's definitely longer than what I wanted, which was an extra half hour. It's all good. I'm gonna go lay down and just chill out. Probably take a nap maybe. But I'm out. Fam, thanks for coming through, chatting, sharing your picks, sharing your thoughts. But I'm out. I'll holler at y'all later. Stay safe, stay humble. Hopefully your bets hit as well as mine. We'll see what happens. And let's just enjoy our weekend. And I would look to talk to you all tomorrow morning, roughly around maybe 10 or 11 a.m. when lineups are getting etched in stone for Sunday, because Sundays a lot of the games start between 12 and 1:30, so that should be enough of time. Probably, like I said, maybe 10:30, maybe 11, if anything. Probably 10:30. We'll see. But I'm out. I'll holler at you later. Peace.